Man, I've been talking all this time. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right. But yeah, Akimakos, you got it? Go ahead.
This is First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3.
Time.
But I would have you know that the head, every man, is Christ.
And the scriptures are saying, I want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that the head of every man is Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't put our head is our boss. You know what I'm saying? Some people kiss tail to the boss, do whatever the boss say. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to work anyway on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And the head of the woman is the man.
They're equal to.
The head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. Now, what do they say here? You know what I'm saying? Before the breaking process, we had to be alert and on guard at all times. They was afraid because the man was ahead of the woman. You know what I'm saying? The man is the head of the woman. Now we can sleep soundly, for out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. Now read that again.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Keep reading.
Verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying.
Hold on, it's like you skipped it.
Oh,
read it from the top.
Verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
That the head of every man is Christ. Keep reading.
The head of the woman is the man.
And the head of every woman is the man. So what does that entail of? What all does the man bear on his shoulders? What responsibility? Go ahead.
Taking care of, and I guess governing the woman and himself.
But protection. We're supposed to be the forefront. You know what I'm saying? We're the first defenders, first responders. All right, keep reading.
And the head of Christ is God.
And the head of Christ is who? I thought Christ was God.
Christ is God.
Right. And the head of Christ is God. That's the order. You know what I'm saying? That's keeping order of the house. It's right here. If you got any questions on what anything, how the pecking order, even like say give your husband a big piece of chicken. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some people feed the kids first, some people feed the man first. Make your man a plate. Because he has to be strong. You know what I'm saying? He has to be fit. He has to be healthy. Let him go out and check. You know what I'm saying? Now we got women wanting to be the man. They're married to their sons. That's why half our sons are being grown up effeminate. The same thing. Now we got men that want to be women. Hold on. Get me I'll get it. Go to Romans chapter 1, verse 26. Romans 1. You got it? 1 and 26. You got it? All right. Well, you know when Akim Oswald got it? All right. Go ahead and read.
Romans chapter 1, verse 26. For this cause God gave them unto vile afflictions.
God gave us unto vile afflictions. This is partial of changing the, you know what I'm saying, taking the order out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Now we're living under Esau's rule, and what Esau do, we want to do. We don't want to listen to the laws of God. You know what I'm saying? We tend to forget our history, things that's happened to us in our past. Keep reading.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So how do they change the natural use that's against nature? Anybody answers? Anybody? Sis? Huh? You can't?
The woman, let me see, trying to think about how to word it to have it. The woman's the head of the household now.
That's one.
If cops come to your house, they're not looking for the man, they're looking for the woman generally to get a sense of what's going on because they know that she's running things.
Right. But what else? Not just that. They are the man in the house. They got strap-ons. You know what I'm saying? Women loving women, right?
Now we're at a place now we're at a place where women are now starting to say that they might not even need men to create children.
Right. Yeah, they're saying that they'll just freeze up a bunch of sperm, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And have their own babies. How they collected all this? They just having a yard sale, or was it a sperm drive? You know what I'm saying? They giving out vouchers. Keep reading.
Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
Men leaving natural use of the woman. What is the natural use of a woman?
To take care of children, take care of households.
Stay in the context of the verse. How are men leaving the natural use of a woman? They are becoming the women. They're becoming the women. They're acting like women. They're getting breast implants and butt jobs, and they doing whole transformations. The women cutting their breast off, running around with wife beaters. They done totally swapped roles. Now you got girls running around with guns, going, you know what I'm saying? Just like dudes. Keep reading.
Burned into their lusts, one towards another.
One towards another. Now you got two men, one of them acting like a man, and the other one's acting like a woman, which is an abomination to the Most High. It's normal. all from the slaves. From Willie Lynch. Then beat the man out of him, turned him to an animal, a vile beast. Then what he said, now it's ready to be tied to the horse at a tender age. Now we're beasts. They treat us like animals because they put their spirit onto us instead of us putting the Lord's spirit onto us. Hold on. Go ahead, finish reading.
Men with men.
Men with men.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Which was meat. And now we got to bear the consequences of that. Now the Lord put plagues on us. Number one in AIDS, herpes. You heard about Houston spring break. There was people coming back, going online. They had bumps everywhere, all across their grills. You know what I'm saying? God gave them up to vile affections. All right. Back to the book. By the time the nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for a long life of sound and efficient work and the reproduction of a unit of a good labor force. And they was using us to reproduce. They would wait until a young lady have her menstrual, and they'd put her in the breeding farm. They'd breed her to have slaves. You would be born into slavery. And what vile beast thinks it's, you know what I'm saying, it's okay to breed people? You know what I'm saying? This place has to burn for the crimes he did against God's people. Have to burn. And everybody who had partake in it. Everybody. The Arabs, the Africans, the East Indians, the Moab, Ammon, the Chinese, Japanese. They knew what was going on. All right, well, continually through the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independency and by killing the protective male image, you know what I'm saying? Protective male image. They didn't have to kill him no more because he's mentally broke. He's weak. Same thing, kill the savage, save the man. Kill the Indian, save the man. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Because you know we're warlike people. We will fight tooth and nail. But if you raise us from a child up to be passive, God loves everybody. Love that, forgive thy enemy, turn the other cheek. Martin Luther King 2.0. Orgy Mike. Everybody wants to be peaceful and love everybody while they're warring with us. They war with us by their cops, their militias, the Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Posse Comitatus. All these systems that's put in place for us to fail. All we got to do is follow this system that's in this book for us to rise, for us to shed ourselves of this sin and pray that the Lord have mercy on us. Pray that his judgment comes swift. Pray that he lifts off the oppression that we go through every day. On your job, at the gas station. That makes our brothers and sisters that don't want to be here. I thank the Most High for this school because it gives me the opportunity to see something I'd never see out in the street. Brotherhood, sisterhood, where we can talk out differences. You understand? Hold on, what was I about to do? No, we already got through that. Continually, hold on. By throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, by killing the protective male image, and by creating a submissive, dependent mind of the nigger male slave, we have created a orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever until the phenomenon occurs and reshifts the positions of the male and the female savages. We show what we mean by example. Take the case of these two economic slave units and examine them closely. You know what I'm saying? The economics. It'll turn on its own axis. You won't even have to do nothing. It's on autopilot. On autopilot. He used to travel up and down the coast, East Coast, teaching this. All right, next chapter. The Negro marriage unit. We breed two nigger males with two nigger females. Then we take the nigger males away from them and keep them moving and working. Says the nigger female bear a nigger female, and the other bears a nigger male. Both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with the independent philosophy, and will raise their offspring into reverse positions. So the reverse position, instead of you being strong, masculine, now you're weak minded, but you're strong. So they'll treat you like you're a donkey. That donkey is way stronger than the person with the whip. But they break the psychological balance that's inside that animal. And that's what they did to us. That's what they did to us. And they still do it. They'll castrate you in front of everybody. What happened to Bill Cosby? What happened to Tupac? All our so-called leaders and entertainers that wants to go against the grain, they castrate you. Then they'll get their people to turn on you. They'll give you P. Diddy numbers. They'll teach you to be just like them instead of following the laws of the statute commandments of the Most High. Then when you get too big for your britches, they'll spank you, pull the rug from up under you, and they'll castrate you. Colin Kaepernick got too big for his britches. He wanted to kneel. He wanted to protest. He pulled the rug from up under him. When the baby spoke out about homosexuality, Pull the rug from him. Go ahead. Kyrie Irving. Yeah. A link that they of a book that they sell on Amazon. Jeff Bezos, ain't he Jewish? Why ain't he anti-Semitic? Right. He don't care. He knows it sells. He's making money off that. They just don't want you to say nothing about it, nigga. Go ahead.
Deeper. Not only does it sell, but we're already broken. So the probability of someone like Kyrie being able to tweet something like that, get it to the masses watch it, take it in, digest it, say, "Oh, we gonna paradigm shift now." Slim to none.
But that's what they want to stop. See, that's why they teach Christianity. That's why they push it. Because if you can have the book, but if you don't understand what you're reading, you'll be our slave. You my good little boy. You my nigga. With hard R. Because we're broken mentally. We got to take that veil off our eyes and see the world for what it is. Quit being afraid. You got to stop being afraid to voice your opinion, to get out here and go to camp and set up camp and teach our people. Not just teach them, but show them how to keep the law. Let's not be hypocrites. Let's not love, you know what I'm saying, love with word only. We love through action. That's why we get out here and do our food drives, clothing drives. Because we love our people. We got to reverse this cycle. We got to reverse it. Because if not, what'll happen? We'll go through the same thing over and over and over again. We got to flatten the tires on the bus. If the bus ain't leading to the right way, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop taking that bus. Let our oppressors hop on that bus. Let them ride the ignorance train. Heading straight for destruction. Let's keep reading. Hold on. Go to Mark chapter 3, verse 27. You got it? All right, go ahead.
This is Mark chapter 3, verse 27.
Akim and Akwath got it.
Kim and Akwath have it?
Have it, yeah, Kyle.
Verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house.
Read it again.
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
Hold on. Saying the nigger female bears a nigger female and another bears a nigger male, both nigger females, both without influence of a nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology. Read it again. Psychology.
No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man.
He'll raise up the strong man.
He'll bind the strong man.
He'll give him all his rights.
He'll bind the strong man.
He'll let them just roam free and live peacefully.
He will first bind the strong man.
Keep reading.
And then he will spoil his house.
And that's exactly what they do now. That's what they was doing then. Because they was giving in marriage during slavery. We were still having kids and giving in marriage and stuff like that. But they would bind up the strong man, tar and feather him, and pull him from all four directions, tie him to a horse. They'd whip him, beat him, hot pokers. Catch you reading, they'll cut your eyes out. If you talk too much or if you talk back, they'll cut your tongue out. You know what I'm saying? The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. We negotiate with her. They sit there and argue. They would argue with the females. That's what they call negotiations. Playing the dozens, the odds. Through her and by her and negotiate her at will. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with a subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. And in other words, body over mind. Read it from the top.
Verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
And that's what they did. They spoiled a nation. They spoiled a nation. We see this all over social media. We got brothers that's killing brothers over stepping on tennis shoes. Brothers getting killed for sleeping with other men's ribs. That's coming from a weakness of us not being mentally strong. Why you have envy of your brother and you want his girl? You can't go out and get your own? I want to be a player. I want to be like Hugh Hefner. Everybody want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to be like their oppressor. When Hugh Hefner was having sex with underage girls. Well, Brooke Shields was 10 years old when she posed nude for a Playboy, and the world applauded it. They applauded it. They made a 10-year-old a sex symbol. PDFs. Straight PDFs. And now they put that sickness onto us. Let me see. Offspring for suspicion, dependent and weak, the physical strong. She being frozen with subconscious fear for his life will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for an early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. What is good? Sound and long-range comprehensive planning. Bastards. Warning, possible interloping negatives. Earlier, we talked about the non-economic goods of the horses and the nigger in their wild and natural states. We talked out the principle of breaking and tying them together for orderly production. Furthermore, we are talking about paying particular attention to the female savage and her offspring for orderly future planning. Then, more recently, we stated that by reversing the position of the male and the female savages, we had created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever, unless a phenomenon occurred and reshifts the position of the male and female savages. So that phenomenon is them waking out of it. If you let them get in a natural state, that means away from our oppressors, you know what I'm saying, and all these heathen nations, they will return back to their natural state. We won't have any influence from our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important for us to teach this book, to live by this book, get back in our natural environment. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is separate. Stop celebrating birthdays. Stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Stop having these false idols. Celebrating Valentine's Day. You praying to a baby for what? Like the baby gonna make you fall in love. You know what I'm saying? Shooting arrows and all this make-believe bull crap. All this make-believe. Grow up. First off, grow up. All these fantasies and childlike ambitions. Teaching children how to be men and women, not to live in a make-believe world. Staring in the sky, trying to figure out who's my compatible, who am I compatible with? Live for the Lord. He'll put everything in your life that you need. He'll give you everything that you need as long as you follow him. He'll give you the ability to build with these and create. Create righteousness, not wickedness. Create love. Create peace. Protection. A sound mind. To take somebody off the streets, bring them to the school and watch them transform their whole life. You're going through it now. We're still going through it. Watch these miracles. Witness the power of the Lord. Witness it. It's a beautiful thing. We are the walking examples. We are the testimonies that my God real, that your God is real, that your God is real. Because you're here. It wasn't by mistake. It just so happened, what's going on in there? And if you did that, hey, that's the Lord leading you too. Let's keep reading. Our experts warned us about the possibility of the phenomenon occurring, or they say that the mind is a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time if it can't touch some substantial original historical base. And they advise us that the best way to deal with these phenomena is to shave off the brute's mentality, the brute's mental history, and create a multiplicity of phenomena or illusions so that the illusion will hurl it's will twirl in its own orbit, something aching to floating balls in a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? They create all these illusions. Oh, Halloween, Christmas. You know what I'm saying? All these illusions. Valentine's Day, proud to be or not, 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? All these distractions, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving, illusions. Then your birthday. How's my day, man? Hey, it's all about me. Me, I'm God now. I'm God. Bake me a cake, put some candles, and blow it out so you can make a wish. And let the smoke carry that wish up to the Queen of Heaven. And hopefully she'll give me something. Herpes, some syphilis. What people do? They want to go have birthday sex. Let me be a whore tonight. But you're a whore every day. Because it's all about ourselves. We make it all about us. I'm top dog. Sinning left and right. Living in the phenomenal of multiplicity of phenomenons or illusions, so that each illusion will twirl in its own orbit. Each illusion. We got many demons out here we fight. Many of them. You got to stay rooted. Stay rooted in this truth. Don't take nothing for granted. Because as soon as you put your guard down, they're going to snooze you. You're going to get snoozed. Then you're going to be in some back alley blowing rod. You can't take it. You can't take a break. All right. This creation of a multiplicity of phenomena or illusions entails the principle of crossbreeding the nigger and the horse, as we stated above. Well, really, that's harsh. But if you understand it, they put you in a horse's place. You can't actually crossbreed a man and a horse. Disgusting, foul. Which they do. This a wicked world out there, bro. People into some nasty. They got bestiality for a reason. The Lord told us not to have sex with animals, also, because you know what they was doing back in the day, having sex with animals. The Lord said, "Hey, these people are the lowest. They are the base. They are base. Here, you be separate from them. Don't do as they do." Get a Deuteronomy 7:6. Yeah, take me to Deuteronomy 7:6, please.
So we got Deuteronomy chapter 7,
Verse 6. Or is it 6? Is that what I'm on? Or is it 3 through 6? See. No, read 2.
So this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 2. All Achian and Aquathian have it?
Aquathian. Aquathian. Come.
And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
No, we shall make friends with them.
Thou shalt smite them.
Now we're going to join hand in hand.
Thou shalt smite them.
Keep reading.
And utterly destroy them. thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them.
Verse 3.
So up here. Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
No, it's you love who you love.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them.
No, but she's the love of my life, man. Love is blind.
Neither shall
Love is blind. Oh, I can't help who I fall in love with. Keep reading.
Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thy daughters
Not
shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
right. So you don't take their daughters. You don't give your sons. Keep reading.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They'll do what?
They will turn thy son away from following me.
How would they turn our sons away from following the Most High? How would they do that? How would they do it? By celebrating birthdays. What do you mean you ain't never had a birthday party before? Man, that's the best time of the world. Who do you? You don't count birthdays. What do you mean you ain't never had pig's feet? Pig's feet's good. Eat from the rooty to the tooty. Eat it all. Hog maw, even all the way down to the booty. They eat it all. What do you mean? Shrimp? Crab? Man, you weird to get persecuted for being different. Keep reading.
That they may serve other gods.
How do we serve other gods? Cupid? Santa Claus?
Ishtar,
the titty lady. The titty lady. Hey, you ain't tired of sucking on? You got milk all on your face. You know what I'm saying? Got milk all on your face. Keep reading.
So the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
And that's what happened. The anger of the Lord was kindled against us and we was destroyed for it. Now they got history of the Willie Lynch letters of how he made us slaves. The Lord took his protection away from us. If you want to be like them, all right, have at it. Good luck. And what did we do? We imploded on ourselves. They came in one way and we ran 50 different ways. We couldn't. Our women was trying to be strong. What's that? What's the African queen? When there was an army. What's that movie? The Woman King. They replaced the men. Now they are women warriors. The whole cycle changed. Keep reading.
Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images.
And what should we do with the Christian church? Read it from break down their altars.
And break down their images.
Now, you should deal with them and destroy their altars. We should destroy every Christian church. Not physically destroy it, but stop going to it. Stop giving to the building fund. The Cadillac fund. I mean, the Mercedes fund. The mansion. Destroy the altars. You keep reading?
And cut down their groves.
And cut down their groves. Take their hedges away. Take the protection away from them. Because the Christian church is white supremacy. They're the ones who teach you to pray with your head down so master can come back and cut your head, chain you up and cut your head off. Spiritually, castrated. Keep reading.
And burn their graven images with fire.
Burn Caesar Borgia, burn Mary, burn the Pope. You know what I'm saying? All those images, all those 16 chapels and the stained glass windows. Destroy all of it. Here. Call it for what it is. Stand up on your 2 feet and be a man. Quit letting these women emasculate you. Calling you brokies and all this and that. Reverse reverse the brainwashing. And the only way to do it is to get this. You got to come in class. Learn how to serve the Lord. Learn brotherhood. Learn, you got to love yourself. Learn how to re-love yourself. And that's a hard thing to do. Because first you think you love yourself, but you smoking, you drinking too much, or you using drugs. That's not loving yourself. Smoking cigarettes ain't loving yourself. Using drugs ain't loving yourself. Cutting on yourself, that's self-mutilation. That's not loving yourself. Because if you'll do it to yourself, I know you'll do it to somebody else. We got to give their culture back to them. All of it. Go to 6.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord.
Thou art a holy people unto the Lord. What does holy mean?
Separate.
Fine. Holy means separate. You don't got to sugarcoat this and make holy something supernatural, and you got to start catching the Holy Ghost and gyrating and, you know what I'm saying, take off running up the street and back. That's buffoonery. Entertainment. Not even good entertainment. Because the choir director sleeping with all the men in the church. You know what I'm saying? You got the big hat crew that's sitting up front every service, gossiping and lying, and you know what I'm saying? Talking about people. Look at that skirt she wearing. You heard she was over there sleeping with the deacon. Being evil and wicked. All for a lottery ticket. That's what they pay tithes for, a lottery ticket. When the law is done away with according to the church, tithes is a law. 10% of any increase goes to the Lord. To help keep this school afloat. So we can wake up more brothers and sisters. So we can travel to Dominican Republic, go to Haiti, Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, Mexico, Canada, Scotland, London, Uruguay, to wake up our brothers and sisters. You understand? Hold on, where was we at? All right. The results, and was you done with that? Okay, go ahead.
Start over from the top.
Yeah, from the top.
Verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
No, ragged people.
A special people unto himself.
No, drug dealing people.
A special people unto himself.
No, he wants you to be just like your oppressors.
A special people to himself.
Keep reading.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Not just some of the people.
People the face of the earth.
Sound like the Most High is racist. Sound like he's racist. That's my God. That's my kind of God. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my God to love everybody. That means I ain't special. I'm not special if he loves everybody. He chose me. He chose y'all. All right, that's it with that. Ooh, Salakia. All right, back to the book. The results of which is the severance of the point of origin, original beginnings from each spherical illusion. Since we feel that the subject matter may get more complicated as we proceed in laying down our economic plans concerning the purpose, reason, and effect of crossbreeding horses and nigger, we will lay down the following determinational terms for future generations. 1, orbiting cycle means a thing turning in a given pattern. 2, axis means upon which or around which a body turns. 3, phenomenon means something beyond ordinary conception and inspires awe and wonder. 4, multiplicity means a great number. 5, sphere means a globe. 6, crossbreeding a horse means taking the horse and breeding it with an ass, and you'll get a dumb backwards ass, headlong mule that will not reproduce nor produce by itself. So pretty much in a nutshell, hey, we're gonna raise some dumb niggas. He's gonna be weak mentally. He'll be subjected to his woman or any female that's around. And he'll do exactly what we want him to because he's scared. What they say, scared, go to church. No, if you're scared, come to class. If you're tired of living in fear, if you're tired of not knowing what to do or not knowing where to go, when you need help, get in class. Because you build men here and we build sisters. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no woman like better than a UPK woman. There ain't no man better than a UPK man. We form Voltron when we come in here. We raise each other up. We lift each other up. We don't knock you down. Like I was reading, we don't create stumbling blocks. We ain't gonna create a stumbling block for you. Because we want to see you achieve. Be the greatness that you're supposed to be. Shed yourself with the world. And all these different, what do you say, multiplicities, all these phenomenons, you know what I'm saying? All these illusions. Every day you're going out there, it's a magic trick. You know what I'm saying? Chris Angel on every corner. Everybody's a magician. You do music? Just kidding now. You what? I don't do. I'm a musician. No, I make music. All right. Meaning crossbreeding. Or crossbreeding niggas means to take many drops of good white blood and putting them in as many nigger women as possible, varying the drops by the various tones that you want, and then letting them breathe with each other until the circle of color appears as you desire. That means that this, hold on. What this means is put the nigger and the horse in the breeding pot, mix some ass and some good white blood, and what do you get? Man, Fisk University was created because of this. Because where are they going to put their half-breed kids in school? They'll send them to school. Well, you know, you got the Margaret, you got Margaret pregnant. That baby can't stay here. Can't stay here. Send them off. Send them to school. You ain't gonna shame our house. So send them on. All right. You get a multiplicity of color of ass backwards unusual niggas running tied to backward ass long haired mules. The one produced of itself, the other sterile. The one constant, the other dying. We keep the nigger constant, for we may replace the mule and another for another two. Both mule and nigger tied to each other, neither knowing where the other came from, and neither productive for itself, nor without each other. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it out. Controlled language. Crossbreeding completed for future service from their original beginnings. We must completely annihilate the mother tongue of both the nigger and the new mule and institute a new language that solves the new life work for both, involves the new life's work for both. You know, language is the peculiar institution. It leads to the heart of a people. The more a foreigner knows about the language of another country, the more he is able to move through all levels of society. And that's one thing, they beat our language. Beat the language out of us. We used to go hide and speak Hebrew to each other. What's that church? Is it New Salem, where they found cursive hand Hebrew scratched into the pews? I forget. Hold on. Hold on. Speak was like. No, I'll find it some other day. But yeah, there was an old church, you know what I'm saying? And they looked at the pews, and you could see them writing in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Old black church. I think it's in South Carolina somewhere. But I'll find it and bring it up in a later class. All right. All right. Therefore, if the foreigner is an enemy of the country to the extent that he knows the body of the language, that to that extent is the country's vulnerable to attack or invasion of a foreign culture. For example, you take a slave, if you teach him all about your language, he will know all your secrets, and he is then no more a slave, for you can't fool him any longer. And having a fool is one of the basic ingredients and the incidents to make of the slave system. So that's one thing they don't want us to go back to our original selves. We don't want to learn Hebrew. That's one thing about IUIC, that they don't care about Hebrew. They don't even teach Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have a Hebrew class, because they know if we teach Hebrew to our kids, it'll erase the programming, because we'll learn our language. Now we're learning our culture. We're taking our culture back, our language back. Then next thing we got to do is come together as one. Then the Lord will place us back in our land. Let's break the cycle. Let's break it. We come to class to break the cycle, to be born again, to learn. Out with the old, in with the new. You know what I'm saying? Change your habits. Change your feast days. We ain't doing 4th of July. We ain't doing Thanksgiving. We're not doing Christmas. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day. Lent. Ashy face. You know what I'm saying? Run around looking like a skeleton. Dirty mouth. Dirty mouth. All right. For example, if you told a slave that he must perform in getting out our crops, and he knows the language well, he would know that our crops didn't mean our crops. And this, like I was like, oh man, we free. We free, boss, right? Master, we free. We, the Constitution. Yeah. I know my rights. No, it's not your rights. It's the oppressor's rights. It was his Constitution. This is our Constitution. This is our first, second, third, 15th, 20th. This is ours. Let them have theirs. And the slave system would break down, for he would relate on the basis of what our crops really meant. So you have to be careful in setting up new language, for the slave would soon be in your house, talking to you as a man to man, and that is death to our economic system. In addition, the definition of the words and terms are only a minute a part of the process. Values are created and transported by communication through the body of the language, just like how they have the slave Bible. They took out everything that had to do with rebellion. Slaves, obey your masters. They made sure they kept that money. Turn the other cheek. God so loved the world. Oh, I'm a part of that world, right? You know what I'm saying? Through major manipulation. That's why they have, when you go to court, they speak in a different language. Because if you spoke the same language as them, then you would be an equal to the judge. You're equal to the lawyers, the overseers, the ones who do the bidding of life. Now you can stand up there and represent yourself. They don't want you to do that. They want you to remain a slave. That's why their language is different. A total society has many interconnected value systems. All these values in the society have bridges of language to connect them for orderly work in this society. But for the language bridge, these many value systems would sharply clash and cause internal strife or civil war, the degree of the conflict being determined by the multitude of these issues or relative opposing strengths in whatever form. For example, if you put a slave in a hog pen and train him to live there and incorporate in him values to it as a way of life completely, the biggest problem would you'd have to have out of him is that he would worry about his provisions to keep the hog pen clean or partially clean, or he might not worry at all. And on the other hand, if you put the same slave in the same hog pen and make a slip of incorporate them for something in his language whereby it comes to a value, a house more than he would does his hog pen, you got a problem. Well, you don't want to live in the outhouse no more. I want big house. When you start seeing, hey, civil rights movement, oh, he wants rights. He's like, man, we got a problem. We want to be seen as men. The black man wasn't seen as a human being until the civil rights movement. Now they have to make more illusions. What was that? Go to what was that? Exodus. Is it 1 verse 10? Yeah, Exodus 1 verse 10. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down.
First Exodus 1, Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. All Achiam and Aquathian have it. Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
What let them deal what?
Wisely with them.
Once we got our civil rights movement, what do they say?
Let us deal wisely with them.
Keep going.
Lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto their enemies.
So one thing about the Vietnam War, the Cold War, and all that, man, Russia's right at our footsteps. In Cuba, they was afraid that we would be communists. That's the whole thing that got Martin Luther King killed, because he started talking about the Communist Party and he was taking funding, you know what I'm saying, from people in Cuba. They was trying to fund his movement, and they was losing control over Martin Luther King. So what they end up doing? Often they dealt wisely because they was afraid. Read.
And fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Yeah, so that's what they did with us. And they're still working a number on us. They're still dealing with us wisely. And then when they can't deal with us wisely, what do they do? Police. We started seeing shootings after shootings. The camera phone deadly. Now they hangings after hangings. They found all kind of bodies in Mississippi behind the jail. But they running out. They getting scared. We got to up the ante. Let's go on a killing spree to show these niggas, put them in their place, have these savages in their place, have these spicks and wetbacks, you know what I'm saying, and they put them in their place. Because once we got to see them as humans now. We can't treat them like animals. Not all of them. We'll make examples. We'll make examples of them. But yeah, that's my class. You know what I'm saying? This was going over, seeing, hold on, Slacky, seeing how the curses throughout our history, how the curses show themselves. You know what I'm saying? How we keep putting ourselves in positions to be taken advantage of by our oppressor. All we got to do is come back to the Lord, keep his laws, statutes, commandments, and gather ourselves together. Because they can take one of us, but they can't take all of us. If we lock arms and make that barrier wall, they'll think twice about taking a life out of our community. They'd have to bind up the strong man, get this person by itself to destroy him. We're not going to let them destroy us in this school, because we know brotherhood's a weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's the strongest weapon that we have. You know what I'm saying? It'll help build us up, build our communities up, build our sisters, our brothers, our children. You know what I'm saying? Build them up. Don't tear them down. We don't need to do that. Our oppressor does that enough. We got to have a safe haven for our brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and get this security announcement. Any questions before? You got any questions? You good? All right. All right. This is the Isupk security announcement. Hold on, I can't finish that. The Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother or sister. If a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are to be off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, by Isupk. 10% of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teaching. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Let me see. Feast on the bread. That's over with. Check the board back there. They didn't put the new up. So lucky I should have done that before I started class. Remind Akin and Akwatham to read the bulletin board in the back of the class. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And that's what you was missing. We need to get you on tight, get tightened up. But imagine, now check this. Our men in Israel will give one courteous salute. Imagine, Baruch. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Barak. All right. So turn to the sister Imagine. We'll give one courteous salute to the sister, men of Israel. Slip ahead. No. Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh is right there. Yahweh, Shema, Al-Tah, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Imagine. Sorry, class dismissed.